All right, Coach. Man, thrilling win on Friday night. You kind of talked a little bit about it after the game on Friday. How are y'all kind of able to digest all that when it was all said and done?
Well, it was a thrilling win. We got out on them quick and really played extremely well in the first half on both sides of the ball. Held a really explosive offense to 10 points, scored on every drive we had. Came in at halftime, felt good about our plan and everything, but we also knew that they were going to come out and make some adjustments too. And, Coach Mathis is a great coach, and I knew they were going to get back in the game. And I told our kids that at halftime. I said, there's no let up because these guys are good. They got quality players, and they're going to get back in the game somehow, so we've got to go play. And they got the ball first and got a score, and that was all right because, it wasn't unexpected really. But we needed to match them, to stay up a couple of scores. And in the third quarter, we just made a ton of mistakes on offense. We were playing good defense. I mean, that's as good an offense as we'll see. And we were playing good defense against them, but we needed to match them. And we had some pre-snap penalties, and we had a bad snap that kept us from doing that just gave them another opportunity. And then, when they get close enough within a touchdown, momentum starts to shift on you. And I think that's what happened, but I was real proud of the fourth quarter.
And in that first half, what were you guys seeing from them defensively that was kind of either something was clicking with Malachi and the receivers and
right.
Went on the offense, or one of the coordinators was seeing something? What was?
Well, I mean, it was just what we had seen all week in film. I mean, they did what we thought they were going to do against our 2+2 set and our trip set. And we ran some empty on them. Felt like that was going to be good for us. We kind of started the game in empty, and had some success in that first drive. It wasn't that they did things different; it was what we expected. They're an odd front defense, and there's only so many coverages you can run out of it. And what we expected to see, we saw, and had a good plan for it. But second half, it wasn't a whole lot of change. It was just that we made some mistakes in the third quarter.
Being able to go toe-to-toe with, an SEC quarterback like that, a future SEC quarterback, how much momentum, how much juice does that kind of give you guys?
Well, it gives our defense a lot of confidence. I know that in the second half they did, have some success, quick success in the third quarter, but that first half, we got a break here too. They put the ball on the ground one time, but we played really good. One of our goals is to get 3 turkeys in a game. Turkeys are 3s and outs, and we got 3 on these guys, and that's something. I mean, it's not easy to stop a guy like Ken Seals, and he has great receivers. They run precise routes. They catch the ball even when it's a hard catch. The running back is fast and explosive, and I thought he played great in the second half also. We kind of frustrated him a little bit in the first half, which was to our advantage. Not against him. It's just we were playing such good defense that, he's used to finding a seam and hitting it, and part of our plan was to try to get him to go lateral, which we accomplished better in the first half than we did the second. But we're young over there. We're learning. Our front's been pretty decent. Our back end's been suspect at times, but I thought they all played well. We got to the football. We had 11 hats on the ball quite a bit, and that's what makes a difference. We're not gonna overpower people, or we're not gonna use our athleticism to win games. We've got to all do it together as a team, and that's what you saw.
Coach, going into the game, there was a lot of talk about Ken Seals. He's the big D1 prospect, and we saw what he is and how good he is. But Malachi Brown was outstanding, and statistically, he kind of outdueled him. So
yeah, he did.
He's halfway through his junior season now, and you feel like he's
he's gotten better and better. I mean, this time last year he had played 3 games, at a varsity 6A level, coming off a freshman season where he only played like 4 games that year, because of an injury. So the more he plays, the better he gets, and he's got really good confidence now. Not to brag about it, but he did outplay him, and that's not easy to do. He had 3 touchdowns in the air and 3 on the ground. He outthrew him in the yards, and we had 28 first downs. 28 first downs. That's a ton, and that means you're driving the ball. That means you're being consistent. We always talk about first downs are the most important part of our offense because they always turn into touchdowns. And so 28 first downs, and that's your quarterback being efficient and threw the ball extremely well. You know, I think he only had 12 incompletions. 2 of those were drops. You know, I think he was 28 of 40 with 2 drops and over 300 yards and 6 touchdowns, a piece of 6 touchdowns. So you can't play a whole lot better than that. And I thought Ken Seals played excellent. You know, he is a formidable opponent. He runs the ball so much better this year than he did last year, and it just makes him a dual threat. You know, I know he's the #1 Texas pocket guy, but he can run the ball too. And I thought their team played well. I thought our team played well, and that's why it was such an exciting game.
I know getting a win is obviously always important, but with this having a young football team and Weatherford having the record that they had, starting out district, what does that do for y'all's confidence?
Well, I mean, like I kind of told you last week, you know, I feel like we start off with, you know, 2 of the toughest in district, and then Abilene's a big rival that they're struggling obviously a little bit, but they've been in all those games, man. They could just as easily be 4-1 as they are 1-4. So I think the first 3 opponents are super tough for us, and getting one at home under our belt was huge, you know, because the way this thing kind of sets up is you got to find a way to win 3 of these games. You know, now that won't get you in the playoffs, but it's really hard not to be if you can win 3. Until we got to hold our serve at home. You know, we got one Friday. Now we got Abilene in a couple of weeks at home, and then we get LD Bell at home. And those 3 are 3 that, you know, we got to take care of somehow, find a way. And the road games are going to be tough too. I mean, obviously this week with Trinity, and then we got Richland, who's athletic everywhere, and then of course Haltom, the defending champ. So this district is just really even. You know, there's not. I would say Trinity is outstanding, and the rest of us are above average. And it's just one of those years where every week it's going to be kind of like it was Friday.
Coach, I mean, last year it was what it was with Trinity. You know, they're obviously. I mean, you have a lot of respect for those guys, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I imagine y'all feel that y'all can go in and
we feel
win,
better.
have a chance.
We feel better now that we've been in this district for a year. You know, you kind of it's like when we used to be in the Panhandle district when I first got here, and then we got into the West Texas Little Southwest Conference district, and it took us a little while to step up in that district. You know, same thing when we go into this Metroplex district. You know, last year we were just trying to figure people out. I mean, we had never played any of these teams, and we didn't really know anything about any of them, and hadn't even played any of them in a playoff game or anything, except for Abilene, of course. But we have an idea now. You know, we know kind of what we're going against. We played them on the lower levels. We kind of know what they have coming. We know it sounds kind of weird, but you get a little familiarity with their stadiums and their dressing rooms and how you need to get there, and all that matters. You know, it's not crucial. It's not the thing that makes a difference in the game, but it all adds up. And so we feel a lot better, a lot more comfortable. You know, we've played at Pennington Field before, and that's where we're going Friday. And Trinity's good. I mean, they are. I've seen everybody on film, and they're the best team in this district. They got really good athletes. They're a simple football team, but that's not a knock. You know, being simple is really good. If you got the kids to keep it simple, man, you can be a really good football team, and they do. They're on offense and defense. They do what they do, and they do it really well. And they don't care if you know it's coming. Stop it. You know, they don't care if you know how they lined up on defense. Do something about it. So those teams are hard to beat.
I mean, all season long we've seen, you know, you guys have seen the spread. This week, I mean, it's going to go from one end of the spectrum to another because they're more of a run-heavy offense. Talk about facing that team and certainly what you guys took away from that last year.
Yeah, it's kind of like Friday. I mean, we've got to have on defense. We've got to be in our assignment, and we've got to be flying to the football. You know, to have a chance because they're going to make some plays. Their offensive line. They've got 3 guys on their offensive line that are over 400 pounds. 3. You know, I've never had one in my career that was like that, and they've got 3 on the same football team. Those other 2 are you know, close to 300 pounds. So, and they can move. I mean, they're not sloppy 400. I mean, they're athletic 400. So, they just come right at you. You know, they got good running backs. They run most of their stuff out of I, and they're going to have a fullback leading, and the quarterback's an athlete too, and they can throw it. I mean, they're not a throwing football team, but when they need to throw it, he can throw it, and he's accurate. So it puts you in a big bind. We're going to have to get to the football and gang tackle, play as good as we can, hold on, whatever we got to do, and we've got to have success on offense. You know, defensively, they're like they can recover. What I mean by that is, you know, a lot of teams you can play and you get a read, say on an RPO, you can read an outside linebacker, and if they're coming up for the run, you can throw it behind him, or if they're dropping back a little bit, you can run your running RPO part of it. These guys can sit there and wait and not commit, and then, you know, whichever way you pull the ball, now he commits, or you don't pull the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have to be in the right spot. They can be a little out of position and still make a play. So it makes it hard. But you know, it's a big challenge, and this is the kind of teams we're going to play in the first round. Arlington Lamar, Arlington Bowie, Arlington High, Arlington Martin. Those four are probably going to be in the playoffs, and that's the first round for us. And Ulysses, they're all in that same boat. So we need to play well and learn how to play against these guys.
Offensively, they're the kind of team that kind of grinds you down and eats a lot of clock. And
Yeah.
they might have 3 or 4 long drives, and then if you're going 3 and out, you kind of end up with not any opportunities. So it's
Right.
important to take advantage when you do have the
Oh yeah, super important. I mean, just like Friday, we felt that way Friday. That every time we had the ball, we had to find a way to get some points, which we did a really good job in 3 quarters. The third quarter, not so well, but in the first half, we scored every drive we had. We had 4 touchdowns and a field goal on our 4 drives, and we have got to be able to do that against anybody really. But Trinity is a different animal because of what you said. But they eat clock. They huddle. They take as much time as they want to, and they're looking for first downs. And I went and watched Trinity and Bell play last Thursday, and the first half took a total real clock time like 45 minutes. The first half, because Bell's running a triple option offense and Trinity's running what they do, and there was probably 2 or 3 passes in the whole first half. And so yeah, that's their plan. They're going to take it and they're going to eat clock and keep the ball away from you. And their first 4 games, or 5 games, I guess. Their first 5 games, they don't have a whole bunch. I mean, they're usually scoring in the 20s. They've had 1 game where they scored in the 40s, and that was against LD Bell. Just at the end of the game, it kind of got away. But that's what they like to do. Is they're not good. They don't really worry about scoring in the 40s. Like we try to do. Their idea is we're going to score when we have the ball, and we're going to take all the time away.
Last year, it seems like you guys, this team, because they hadn't seen Trinity, that have only read about them, seen them, what have you. It seems like they were a little starstruck by now.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys have kind of gotten past it.
Oh yeah, I don't think we're starstruck by anybody. I mean, we've played some really good football teams and had success against some of them, and not so much against others. And I don't really think we were starstruck last year as much as we were just depleted. We had gone through some issues on our football team. We had, I think, 6 starters that day that didn't suit up. For Trinity, we're playing kids that should be on the JV. Stuff like that, and they were super good. I mean, their quarterback last year, man, and their defense was unbelievable, athletic, and they just kind of overpowered us. But a lot of it was just, they were really good and we were really depleted.